Oh, yeah.
All good? Is the hair alright? Welcome to E10 Extra, your weekly preview show covering all things Orient. This week we're going to be chatting with Hartford Athletic fan Mike Furnham, following on from Orient's announcement of the partnership formed between the two clubs.
So we have a number of supporters groups that are throughout the state, originally started geographically.
We'll also be catching up with forward Conor Wilkinson and hearing his thoughts ahead of Saturday's game against Bolton.
I do, yeah. I think it's completely different to a number 9 role. As a number 9, you have to stand there and be the pivot of everything for the boys.
We'll also be diving deep into the Wanderers' recent form and looking at how we can really get at them. And this week, it's Lawrence Vigouroux taking on James Brophy in the latest instalments of Top Bins. To get us started today, we're going to join Luke Lambon and Hartford Athletic fan Mike Furnham, who had a catch up to discuss the brand new partnership between the two clubs and what it might entail. So, let's hear what they both had to say.
It's new, it's fresh, it's exciting here. So Hartford Athletic is in the USL Championship, which is the second division of American football. Can I call it soccer? We play soccer here. We'll call it soccer for the rest of the show, right? Second division, USL Championship is smaller than MLS, obviously. Some MLS development clubs actually play in it. Red Bull 2, for example, Philadelphia Union 2, etc. And then there's independent clubs just like Hartford Athletic. And, we're going into our third year. First year, we finished second to bottom at the table. Was not a great start. Last year, we won our group. So it's kind of interesting because in both years and now going into this third year, the league format is completely changing just as a result of COVID and everything going on. So in our first year, it was an Eastern Conference and Western Conference, 18 teams per. Last year it was groups with 4 or 5 teams per group. And again, we won our group. Let's go. And then this season, which is going to be starting in May, the league just announced, we're going with divisions with 7 or 8 teams per division and 2 divisions per conference, meaning Eastern and Western part of the country. It's a big country. I don't know if you've looked at a map recently, but it's really tough to get from one side to the other.
Despite being quite a young club, it seems like you've already got quite a passionate fan base.
Yeah, I'd say. So we have a number of supporters groups that are throughout the state, originally started geographically. I founded one of the support groups, the Mad Hat Massive down here in the Hat City of Danbury. We're called the Hat City because we used to manufacture hats back in like the 1900s. And so there's these 5 different groups all over the state. We come together on match day. We're real passionate, all the same songs and chants. We stand for 90 minutes, which is, something that we have the luxury of being able to do here in the States. So if you're sitting down, you're not doing it right as far as our supporter section's concerned. So I leave like my back hurts. I've been jumping, dancing. I feel like I've been at the nightclub for 5 hours. So, but yeah, really rabid fan base. We're engaged all off season, all season long. Love our players. They love us. So, it's been a fun 3 years thus far. And now we're really excited to have this partnership with you guys out there.
Yeah, well, you mentioned a minute ago about a third year and a third head coach, and to Orient fans, you may not know, he's actually a London lad, isn't he?
Harry Watling, yes, he's should I say it? He's Millwall. I'll say it. He's a Millwall guy. But I know what that comes with, right? But yeah, he's great. We talked to him last week for the first time from Southeast London. Came up through Millwall's youth program as a player. Did a little coaching at Chelsea in their academy, just coming from the West Ham academy. We're really excited to have him. He's got a lot to bring. I mean, our roster, the average age is quite young, low 20s. So having someone coming from an academy system versus, someone coming from a senior club who's used to coaching the high 20, lower 30 age group, I think that'll really help out. And I'm really excited to see what Harry can bring.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned again there about the season starting again in May, which actually tallies up quite nicely with our season probably ending in May. Is there a way that Orient fans can follow from overseas?
Yeah, I mean, I read something in the press release that there's going to be some streaming access opened up so that you guys can watch us and we can actually watch you, which is great because I don't think there's beyond a smattering of championship games and then of course Premier League, I don't think there's much English football that we have access to over here. So that's going to be great to see. And then, yeah, you guys should be able to access our games. And then, I'll give my own pitch. I host a podcast called Nutmeg State, partially because Nutmeg State is the moniker here for the state of Connecticut. Had something to do with the nutmeg trade, again, back in the 1900s. We just hold on to our old nicknames and run with them here. And then obviously there's the old football connotation to getting megged. So we stuck with that as the name. We talk every single week. We recap all the matches. We have players on, coaches, front office, etc. Folks from around the league, other supporters, because we're our supporters-driven pod. So if you want to follow what's going on here in our league and our club, it's going to be very easy to do so. And I'm really hoping some of your players will get loaned over here and maybe some of ours over there, and we can kind of watch each other year round. I personally wish that we were on your schedule, but at least it gives you guys something to look forward to at the end of your season.
Let's head back to the training pitch now as Lawrence Vigouroux and James Brophy go head-to-head in the Top Binge Challenge. So far, Conor Wilkinson, Joby McAnuff, Tunjak and Dan Kemp have stepped up to the challenge, with Dan Kemp recording the best score so far with 4 points. A reminder of the rules. There are 3 rounds in which they have to try and find the back of the net. First round, they'll have 3 free kicks each, with each goal worth 1 point. In the second round, they'll have 3 shots from inside the D, again with 1 point for each goal. And finally, they get 2 penalties, 1 left-footed and 1 right-footed, a point for each. And of course, if any of their efforts hit the top bins, they'll get an extra 2 points.
Reece, don't want to dive. You weren't even sure of that, were you? Reece! Oh, boy. No!
I ain't got it from there, it's too close.
Where's it?
It's close, isn't it? One off target.
Yes! Reece!
What a save! Hey, you off target? I had you off target as well. Yes! Come on! Need to get top in though. But we'll take it. It's a good start. Oh my! Whoa, Ben! Ben! See that Ben?
I tell you what, now this could be bad.
Take a bib, Joseph. Take a bib. Where are they going? Now just stop aiming for the top bin. Top bin.
Yeah! Inside!
What a finish!
They are goal.
Is that a goal? Goal. Goal. Was in. Hey, so you do for a living, mate? Hey, put me in the 10, dog. We win the game.
Keep doing that.
Can't lose to a goalie. Come on! Keepers! Yours right away. I'll have to go for another goal game. Keepers!
So, Lawrence Vigouroux goes joint top of the Top Bins leaderboard after equalling Dan Kemp's score of 4 from last week. But now it's time to find out a little bit more about Ian Everett's Bolton Wanderers side, who currently sit 19th in League 2. Leyton Orient travelled to Bolton Wanderers for the first time since 1997, where it finished 4-4 in the dramatic second leg of the League Cup.
A goal for Mark Warren. And right on the stroke of full time.
In fact, there have been 43 competitive meetings between the sides, stretching back to 1908, and so far the Trotters have edged it, winning 19 of them and Orient 12. Fast forward to the current day though, and Bolton find themselves in 19th position and 22nd in the form table. Ian Evatt took the reins at Bolton in the summer after guiding Barrow back to the Football League, where he became known for his passing style of play. This is something he's trying to implement with his Bolton side too, where they lead the league in completed passes with 10,346. That's just 8 total passes ahead of Orient in second. So once again, this is going to be a clash of similar styles between the sides, with possession football the aim. According to Who Scored, former Plymouth midfielder Antoni Sarcevic is their main man, with his 4 goals and 3 assists Bolton's key creative outlet this season. That's not to overlook centre-back Ricardo Santos though, who's played the most minutes of any player and has the highest number of average passes, key to making them tick. Bolton have been busy with their recruitment since last summer, with no fewer than 17 new faces coming in through the door, and most recently experienced Kieran Lee added to the mix. The Trotters will be disappointed that they couldn't keep Peter Kioso on loan from Luton, as the right-back had his loan ended to join Northampton Town last week. Bolton's home form hasn't been as strong as they would have hoped this season, with just 3 wins coming at the University of Bolton Stadium. Every time they have one at home though, they've kept a clean sheet, so they'll need to be looking to keep former player Conor Wilkinson quiet if they want to continue that trend. One man who knows all about this Saturday's opponents is forward Conor Wilkinson, who spent 4 years at Bolton Wanderers from the age of 18. So let's head inside and hear his thoughts ahead of the game. I'm sure we'll be talking about that great free kick he scored in the reverse fixture. Let's go.
I think we was unlucky on Saturday. I think we played well in spells of the game. I think it was a difficult game. We knew what they were going to come at us and do, and they obviously spent a lot of time on working on us and how we play. But like you say, I think we are looking Saturday to get a bounce back and keep a positive run going.
And looking back at the last time we played Bolton last October, it was a cracking free kick from yourself and a great all-round team performance. I'm sure that's something you'll all be looking to replicate.
I think that's one of our best performances this season. We took our chances, we were clinical, we ended up scoring 4 goals and we get 3 points. So hopefully this time around again we can put the same performance in and reap the same rewards.
And on that set-piece goal, we saw another effort from Saturday from a little bit further out. I'm guessing your free kicks is something you work on quite a bit in training?
Yeah, me and Joby spent quite a bit of time on the training ground doing free kicks, and this time around he said to me we were working on a Friday and I was doing the little dip free kicks and they were coming off, and it was a bit further on the left side of me, so I tried to get it up and over, but I didn't quite catch the angle on it.
And this season, more in general, you've been playing out wide on the right flank and you've really made that position your own while contributing with goals. Is that a role you really enjoy?
I do, yeah. I think it's completely different to a number 9 role. You know, as a number 9, you have to stand there and be the pivot of everything for the boys. Once the ball comes up to you, you have to hold it up and get the boys into play. And I feel like I am probably more used to the team out wide, where I can beat people 1v1, get inside, link up play, get shots off, and create chances.
And looking at the attack with obviously Leanne Gold picking up a knock on Saturday and DJ on the sidelines, do you feel as though you've got goals in yourself to bring to the side?
Oh yeah, of course. Obviously gutted for Lee because he's only just come back from a serious injury as it was, and he played a couple of games and now he's back in the physio room, so I'm gutted for him. But like you say, it's my time and the other forwards' time now to step up and keep the goals coming.
And looking at the games coming up, it's four of our next 5 are away from home, and obviously we've had a great run of form at home. How important is it now in this period to really put some more wins together?
I think it is a big time. Obviously we slipped out of the playoffs on Saturday, which obviously none of us were happy about, so I think if we pick up some good points from the results coming up, we can leave ourselves in good stead. And
just looking at the season in general, obviously pandemic's had terrible consequences across the world, across the globe, and it's impacted sport as well massively. As a professional, as an athlete, how have you found competing during this period? It's
been different, obviously, with no fans. It's been difficult, but like you say, it's a difficult time for everyone. So the best we can try and do is be positive, and hopefully we can all come out at the end and the fans will be back in as soon as possible.
Before we wrap things up for the week, it's time to announce our winner from last week's Fantasy Premier League competition, and it's Daniel Segal who was the manager of the week, and you've got some free Papa John's pizzas on your way to you now. Don't forget, of course, if you haven't joined already, you can do so using the code that is on screen now. There's chances for prizes to be won every single week, so get yourself involved. And now it's time to say a massive thank you for everyone who joined us today. Thank you to you guys for watching. Don't forget, if you haven't purchased your match passes for Saturday's game against Bolton, do it now, and we'll see you there. Up the O's.